Good morning. Welcome to bread baking with Jimmy. We're gonna lightly dust the sugars. And here's my dough that's been fermenting overnight. It's very bubbly underneath. And then, I can't keep it back, so I'm just gonna scrape it out and get it on here. Alright. Then, we are gonna try and flatten it out a bit. Like that. Give it a little stretch. A little stretch. And then once it's not stretching as much, hold there. I'm going to start folding it. So I fold it like this. I take one corner. I'll show you this one. Take one corner here. Just going to fold it in the middle. That. And I'm going to turn it. Do the same. Guess I'm going this way. And just keep going around and folding it over until it resembles a bit of a ball. Alright? So I'm just going to keep folding it over, and that is hopefully going to try and keep it in a ball shape. Alright? So already we are nearly there because it's toughening up, right? It's not really flexible anymore. So do this about 10 times. I've not been counting. Oops. And just make sure we get a bit of flour as things start sticking. This dough isn't particularly sticky, but already it's a bit of a ball. Now, usually, if I do a higher hydration, this is about 67%. If I do any more than 70, it's gonna start spreading at this point, which we don't want. So, then I'm gonna try and push the bowl towards me, and that's going to tighten. Well, it was meant to tighten the surface, but I put too much flour down, so now it's just not sticking. It's sort of doing it. Here we go. This is going to now tighten it. You can use our little dough scrapers. Well, that was a good one. Oh yeah, here we go. Use our little dough scrapers to get underneath. Because if you use your hands at this point, there's a tendency for the dough to sort of just stick more. And just going to do this for a little bit, not too long, because we're pretty much nearly there. Like that. I'm pretty happy with that. Then I got my wine tin. I'm just going to put it in the middle. Like that. Happy days. And then just a bit with flour on the top. And that is going to prevent any stickage. When I put this little blanket on. Alright. Now the next job is to go and put it in a warm mushroom. Now, assuming that you don't live in a cave like we do, you will have a warm mushroom, but I have to put it in here in the conservatory. And I've got the little heater going down the corner, but it's really warm here actually, surprisingly. Oops. So what digital thermometer saying? Ooh, 21.5. Who'd have thought closing doors keeps in heat? It's not Susan. I'm gonna turn this off. Oops. And then let this rise for about an hour. Or, well, I'm gonna let it rise for 45 minutes, check it, and then start preheating the oven. So it's been about 45 minutes. I'm just going to check on it, and it has spread out a tiny bit around the edges, but not much. Just going to do a little proof test. So do that again because that was a bit shy. Do it around here. So see how it's expanding back? That's telling me how that it's not fully proofed yet, because it's expanding back too fast. So I'll probably give it 20 more minutes and then we'll whack in the oven. Just preheating my fan oven to 220, and inside I've got my little cocktail. It's also going to get preheated. So it's going to be about another 10 minutes, another 15 minutes. Not much has changed, but we're just going to give it another little prep test. And you can see how it's making a bigger indent. It still came back a tiny bit, but now that indent is lasting a lot longer. So yeah, pretty happy with this proof. So I'm going to move it into the kitchen where it's a bit colder, because I don't want to overproof it. Right, so the oven is preheated. We're ready to go. Just going to do a little score roll. A little score using a tomato knife. Got from IKEA, very handy. And I'm just going to go in a bit like this. So not too deep. Just literally dragging it across the front, and I do 4, probably about half a centimetre deep, something like that. And this just helps with sort of guiding the bread when it's expanding, so that you don't get any random cracks. Some people don't do this because they like a random rustic look, but I just do 4 like that. So, hell of a foot. So yeah, we've got something going on like this. Alright, then the next thing, I'm going to spray it with some water all around it. And what this does is it helps with getting a crust. Alright, so time has come to get this baked. Now, the oven's floating around 220 at the minute. That's fine. So I've been preheating my cast iron pot. This is going to be really hot, so I have 2 chopping boards. This. And then all I'm going to do is very carefully, gently lower my bread into it. And you can see the steam going up. And then just going to get this paper stuck to the sides, just like that. A bit more steam. Like that. And make sure the lid's all secure, and back in we go. One last thing forgot to mention. So this is going to bake for 30 minutes covered, and then 10 to 15 minutes uncovered at the end. So it's been about half an hour, and I'm just going to take the lid off it. This is what, oh, it's quite brown already actually. So as you can see, it's puffed up a bit, and now I'm just going to shove it back in the oven for another 10 minutes or so. Right, time to get this out of the oven, I think. So, okay. So, once you've taken the lid off, you're pretty much free to bake it for as long as you want. This has done an extra 10 minutes. Now, I can appreciate that you can't really see very well, so I'm just going to move this. Make this easy. And let's just take a look at what we have made. So, alright. So, you can see where I've scored it. They got a bit too close together. And that's what's caused this whole thing, but not too bad, so I'm going to cut it like that anyways. Very crusty skin, nice colour, but now we have to do both my thing and wait. Alright, it's been about 4 hours-ish since I took it out of the oven, so it's had plenty of time to cool down. As you can hear, it's still nice and crispy. And now I'm just gonna saw into it. Oh boy. And this is what we've got inside. Oh, look. So I've just toasted a slice and I've nearly finished the crust, and yeah, this is a really nice bread. It turned out really well, really happy with it. Usually mine go a bit more spread out on the sides, but I think that's because I didn't work them enough, or when I'm shaping them, I'm not folding them over enough, or there's just too much water. So yeah, give this one a try if you are interested in making it yourselves.